everybody, it's me, the Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl, and welcome to Twisted Stitches. Twisted Stitches. Twisted is my tongue doesn't want to work with my teeth version. And oh my God, I really need to cut my bangs. Welcome, everybody. It's great to have you on the show with us. I'm so glad that everyone is tuning in to Twisted Stitches. We've got a great show lined up for you today. First, I want to just take a moment and thank everyone for joining in on our marathon show last weekend. We had such a great time bringing all the different yarns and fibers and patterns to you. And it was so nice that all of you were just very interactive, and it gave us such inspiration to continue the show. And so here we are. And I also wanted to let you all know that we had two very, very popular items last week from Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl. And those two items were the papillon shawl that I'm wearing, as well as the silver leaf shawl. So if you haven't been to nittygrittyyarngirl.com and had a chance to look at the beautiful colors and the designs that are available on that, be sure to go and take a peek at that. So here we are today, and I am so thrilled. I've had a very exciting week talking to our guest speaker tonight, and actually our guest co-host, because we're going to be seeing him live in a second. Jody Long, the knitwear designer and author of several knitting books, is with us here. And Jody's going to talk with us tonight about his yarns and his patterns, his inspiration for what he does. So Jody, are you on the line there?
Hey, Paulette, I'm here. Hey, Paulette, I'm here.
How are you? Let me come.
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. It's good to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being on the show with us. I've had such a great week, not only working with you, but going through all the different yarns that you have that are available for our customers and our online viewers. So why don't we start by asking you, tell us a little bit about how you got started with knitting and how Jody Long Knits came to be.
Oh, okay, so when I was about 5 years of age, I remember sitting on my grandmother's knee. It's quite a romantic story, really. So she had this big wicker basket full of yarns and all the colours, like, drew my attention to her. And I said to my nan, I said, can you teach me how to do that? She said, when you're older. So when I was about 12, she taught me. And I remember that's how I began starting to knit. Then I knitted for my sisters, for their dolls and that. And then when I was about 16, I went to art school, art and design. And I was only there for 6 months because I landed a job as a knitwear designer for another company based in the UK. And then the magazine started to pick up my name, and then publishers, and then Knitting Fever offered me a contract with them as an exclusive designer. Then we talked about the yarn line. We talked about how we're going to, get it out there, and it happened pretty quick.
Wow. So you've been a part of the Knitting Fever family for how long?
Coming up to 2 years now.
Cool. And what was the first yarn that you designed for Knitting Fever?
There was 2 yarns that we come up with. It was one was called Chow, which is 100% merino, and the other one is Alba, which is 50 merino, 25 alpaca, and 25 viscose.
Right, and those actually are the 2 yarns that we're going to be talking about this evening.
Okay.
And thank you for allowing me to show this beautiful trunk show. It is absolutely amazing.
My pleasure. Thank you for showing it.
Yeah. Oh, do you have a favorite yarn that you like to work with?
Chow. Definitely Chow.
Do you?
The reason why I like Chow is because a lot of my designs are intricate cables, and Chow just gives a beautiful stitch definition. It's got pure clarity to the work. whether it be cables, intarsia, a bit of lace. And the good thing with it being 100% wool as well is you can block it, and it just stays really nice.
Well, you know, since you talked about Chow and as that being your favorite, I know we had chatted about talking about Alba first. Why don't we do Chow then?
Okay.
Okay, we'll start with that one since it's your favorite. Why not talk about your favorite first? Okay, so I have my little list here. And oh, by the way, if there are any questions from the audience, or if there's anybody who would like to make any comments, please feel free, because we do have the comment bar open and we can see what's coming through. And by the way, Jan Toth said is amazing to work with. Tier Tae Young says, I love your books, Jody.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, we've got some great comments. Hello, and hello, Jody Long from Barbara Knitterly. I'm sorry. Happy designing from Jan Toth. Boy, we've got lots of folks watching the show, and that's wonderful. It's really nice to have everyone on here with us. So let's start by talking about Chow. And Chow is, if you can show us that we've got a beautiful display of a variety of the colors here. So, Jody, tell us again about the fibers in this.
Okay, the fiber is an extremely good quality micron merino. It's 100% spun in Italy. It's
and it's super squishy.
It is very squishy. That's what I really like about it. And the elasticity.
Yeah.
Of yarn.
I mean, I love it. And you know, putting this whole thing up on the into the display, the colors are just so bright and enjoyable, and I could see where you love them for the baby knits, and also for the the stitch definition in it is unbelievable. Really just is. Beautiful. So let's go through some of these items. Oops, can you hear me? Am I coming through okay?
I can hear you fine.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Well, you know, this was one of my favorites when I was looking at everything. Look at this variety of using the colors so beautifully in these mitts.
The reason I designed those was to make them extremely basic, using 2 needles for new knitters. Because a lot of people struggle with 4 needles and working in the round when they're a newbie. So 2 needle mitts just got them just that little bit of kind of experimenting with my yarn and playing around with the gussets of the thumbs before they went onto the 4 needles.
Cute. And you know, most people wear their mitts. They have a pair of mittens. Yeah. Well, the funny thing was recently I made a little trip to the emergency room, and when my friend came to pick me up, she said the one thing she noticed was that my socks were not matching. So you know what? I would probably wear mitts that didn't match too. So I'd love to have pairs in every color so that I can mix and match them. These are absolutely beautiful. And I just love the stitch definition in these. And then any questions on, let's see. Yes, the Aria mitts are from the Winter Breeze book. Thank you for reminding me of that. What the knits that we're seeing now are coming from Jody's Winter Breeze book. And there are beautiful, beautiful designs in here. And I was telling Jody just before the show, I think this is absolutely my favorite. Jody, can you tell us about this one?
Took me quite a long time to design that one because I wanted to get the shape absolutely right. So it laid on the waist and then the peplum come off the waist as like a frill.
Yes.
It started off as a stockinette garment with just the frill, and I thought it looked a bit basic with that shape. So then I started drawing diamonds, and then I just charted it all out, and it just fell into place. And there's a lot of there's a lot of detail in that, but it's extremely easy.
Very pretty. And the charts in there are very easy to follow too. The charts are well laid out, you know, for the side and the front charts, really very, very nicely written. And, you know, sometimes it's hard to understand what a designer wants us to do in a pattern. And I did, as I was going through the books, I noticed that your patterns were very, very clear and easy to understand. And I do work with a lot of knitters who are new, because I give knitting classes. So it's nice when you know, the patterns are easy enough for them to read. Even when they're newer, they will attempt a pattern that they might not, if it's something it's easier for them to follow. So great job on making that simple for all knitters. And again, my favorite design is right here.
We have a question from Jan Toth.
Okay, Jan Toth, with everything you have designed, is there anything you feel you still want to accomplish? Jan is asking.
Oh, good question. I would really like to accomplish probably more baby wear out of anything.
Ah, interesting. Well, we're going to see some of that baby wear in a little bit. And your book, Sweet Baby Knits, is just beautiful. Just beautiful. And Paige, yes, that is a stunning sweater.
Thank you, Paige.
And yes. And oh yeah, and then Marina, I believe that's this one. Yes, Marina, this one is someone is saying it's size small to XX. So yes, it has a wide range of sizes.
Yeah, all my ladies patterns go from a size 32 to 34 right up to a 48 to 50-inch bust. So everybody's covered.
That's lovely. That's really very, very nice, because otherwise people have to try to figure out, how do I make this fit me if the sizes end at your large.
And also, when I'm grading patterns, just because you got a 50-inch bust doesn't mean you're 8 foot tall. So, like,
tell me about it.
I do grade them according to the size, not to what, you know, in proportion it should be 8 foot. So they're going to fit in.
Right. Yep, that's right. Okay, so let's see. It looks like we could move on to our next item here, which I love this. We've got a pair of gloves and hat.
I just love.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I just love trimming with color. I just like that pop of color. It just makes it very modern.
I can see that. You know, I love it. And you've done that on a couple of things I've noticed.
Yes.
You know, your accessories have the great trim. Just kind of breaks up the color, and it gives the piece just a little more life.
I think sometimes, like, if the hat was plain color, it looks a bit like, even though I love knitwear, it can still look a bit frumpy if it hasn't got that little jazz to it.
Yeah, exactly. And I love the way you've mixed the colors here, the blues and the browns and the greens. Really very, very great color combinations in this particular. Yep.
And it's very versatile as well, because you can use any colors in any sequence and make it for female, for male.
And that's where these mitts show so beautifully that how the colors all work so well together. So yes, you can mix and match any, you know, if you think about this, making your base color, you can make your base color the red and then work with the green and orange.
Absolutely.
For your contrast colors. So any color combination would work beautifully on this. Great little grouping. Okay, so we are going to move on. Okay, now this, talking about stitch definition and cables. This pink sweater, the Lucia sweater right here, is just stunning.
Thank you.
I don't know any other word for it. It is just stunning. Now I'm going to have our model turn around. See how she does that?
Well behaved.
Yes, she is very well behaved. She's exactly what I tell her to do. She's got a little post on her head that I can turn her.
I just wish the models would do what they're told sometimes.
Right? Yeah. So the stitch definition of this, the cabling is just beautiful. So is there anything you'd like to share with us about this particular item?
Yes, that one, I really got inspired with that one. I was on a train journey in Spain and I just saw the tracks crossing on the opposite side of, you know, like the other tracks. And it gave me that inspiration for the crisscrossing of the tracks. And I just threw the cable. So,
you know, it's really interesting how designers get their inspiration, and you know, and the colors and things. My mom lives in a nursing home, and she only has the use of 2 fingers. The rest of her fingers are just all gnarled. They don't work anymore. But one of the things she loves to do with those 2 fingers is color. And I've been watching her colors become more vibrant and more varied as she goes along. And when I go in to visit with her, she'd show me a picture that she colored, and then I would find a new yarn that came in or a yarn that I love, and I'd say, look, Mom, you've got the same colors in there that are in this yarn. And you know, the color is just so important, and the inspiration for design. You know, I often wonder where designers get their ideas. I mean, to me, a cable is a cable until you see a cable like this, and it's just absolutely stunning. So this was a beautiful piece. Thank you so much for sharing that one with us and your inspiration for it. We're going to move over to your baby knits now, and this is a Sweet Baby Knits book where many of these patterns are published. So, and so many more. Now, again, oh, you know what? We're going to talk about that yarn first. So that's Chow. So we're moving now from, no, we're still on Chow. My bad. I went around the room and lost my place. So yes, these are all from using the same yarn that we have been looking at. So you said you wanted to do more baby knits. Why do you love baby knits so much?
I love baby knits. I don't know what it is. You know, I've got no children, but it's just something about the cuteness, but not too cute. You know, it's just something about it I just really love.
Well, you know, when I saw this beautiful blanket, and I love the little waffle design on it, really very, very pretty. And I thought that, you know, the color that it's such a soft color, and the yarn is, again, so squishy. It's beautiful for baby knits, and you could just, it just feels so nice next to your skin. So, you know, this is really beautiful.
It's very practical, that yarn as well, because it's machine washable, 40 degrees.
Right. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And then we've got a couple of little sweaters here, little baubles. Now, you're talking about how much you love little baby things, and I can just picture, you know, a little toddler wearing this.
But you'll also notice with that one, there's no bobbles on the back of it.
Correct.
Because
you don't want that baby to hurt its back, right?
Exactly. So when I'm designing, I've got 2 strict rules. One for women, that everything must kind of flatter the shape of the silhouette of the woman. And then when it comes to baby, they must be cute, but very practical. Yeah, they've got wider necks. They've got.
You put a lot of thought, yes, a lot of thought into the designs. And let's see, our babies. And then we've got these cute. Oh, look at the stripes. And again, we go back to the mitts before, and the stripes and the mitts, and how nice it looks here now in this cute look. Look at the collar on this. It's so adorable.
The inspiration for that one is quite funny, actually. I was chopping up eggplant. I know you guys call it eggplant, so I won't say aubergine. I was chopping up, not eggplant. And the inspiration just come from that with the green and the purple.
Yeah, that's great. See?
I just get the inspiration everywhere I go.
Right, exactly. If we take time to live in the moment, we see so much.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
know, we're always so busy rushing from one place to another that we don't really take the time to look around and get inspiration from it. And then this cute little one has the eyelets.
And the good thing with the eyelets, you could also thread ribbon through if you wanted to, you know,
Oh, cute.
make it a bit more prettier.
That's adorable. I hadn't even thought about that. That'd be really precious. And are there any other questions coming through? Let me just take a moment here to look at the questions and see if oh, your absolute favorite baby book. Yeah. Yes, and the colors are very vibrant. And Julie, the colors, I see Julie right there. The colors are vibrant. And look at this. Speaking of vibrant color, how cute is that? Really adorable with the little flowers in there.
Again, with that one, it's so versatile as well because it's on a standard gauge of 2230 to 4 inches. You could be knitted plain, it could be striped, you could intarsia the flowers on, or you could do what my knitter Mandy done. She duplicates stitcher. She used duplicate. So it's a very.
I have a question. Yes. Oh, Gail Thompson wants to know how she gets the patterns. The patterns for these are all in the Sweet Baby Knits book, and that will be on our website. Okay, so we are going to move right along here because we are moving through our time so quickly. I just want to quickly show this cute little 3-piece. You know, if I had a little baby girl right now, I'd be dressing her in this coming Sunday for Easter. I don't care if we're going to spend it in the house. It is just the cutest little dress. And then there's a little shrug sweater. Adorable design in the back. And then a cute little shell design in the bottom here on the little long sleeve sweater. So the one last item, and then we're going to move over quickly to the Alba, is look at this. Wait, let me show. You got to tell me about this because this is the cutest thing ever.
Okay, I just wanted it to pop. That's what I was saying. I love cutesy for baby. And again, the roses look a bit more complex than they really are. They're made with a strip of knitting with eyelets in, and then they're folded and rolled up to make the roses.
Okay. Really cute. Look at that.
When I was designing the Winter Breeze book, you'll see on the front cover, there's the blue and white striped jacket. So everyone really enjoyed that pattern. So I thought I'd bring it into the baby and do the sleeve stitch as well with the stripe.
Okay, you were breaking up there, but I'm sure as long as the audience could hear you, I'm okay.
Yeah,
I'm so
there's a really bad storm outside. It's really windy.
Okay. Are we having an interference or is it okay? Okay, perfect. All right. I want to move on to the Alba line now, and I am a tweed person, so I just absolutely love Alba. And why don't you tell us about this one?
Okay, the Alba. I always wanted a tweed in my life. Can you hear me still? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. So I always wanted a tweed in my yarn line, and I wanted something with a lot of yardage and to be soft as well. I was playing around with fibers, and that's the good thing having your own yarn. You can say you want a bit more of this, a bit less of this. So that one would come to the end of 50 merino, 25 alpaca, 25 viscose.
Right. Yeah, so that's the fiber content on that one. So let's move over to this absolutely gorgeous mustard that's Aran in the mustard color. Again, cables. You must love to work with cables because this is just stunning.
A lot of people call me the king of cables. So,
Okay.
I don't know why, but I am writing a cable book right now as well. And that one, because I was saying, you know, like I like to show the silhouette of a female and have it laying just right to come in from the waist out for the bust. I think it's more flattering if you keep the silhouette like that as well.
Agree. So yes, the shape is really very, very lovely in here. And the cables run all the way around. So you can, she's not quite as cooperative as our other model, but she does move. So the cables are all around on this one. And so this is Aran, and it's in mustard, but again, look at the colors and look at this beautiful, what is this color called? Kingfisher. Beautiful blue.
Because I think the kingfisher really goes nice as well with the golden mustard of the gorse, of the yellow.
Right. Okay, now here, I love this. This is a man's sweater, but I think it's a great boyfriend sweater. I would certainly wear that. And very simple lines and very versatile.
It's a very simple classic with a little bit of detail in the raglan. Also, when I do raglans, I do what a lot of designers don't do. A raglan doesn't sit on the shoulder correctly unless you have neck shaping inside the raglan.
So right in through here.
If you look at the raglan, you'll see a piece of neck shaping inside the raglan. And it always drops forward on my designs, because if you have a raglan, it cuts across the shoulder in the wrong place.
Uh-huh.
Because people always say to me, why did you cut into the raglan for the neck? And that's the reason.
Right. Well, it seems that it would lay much better too.
It does, yeah. It's more tailored fit.
Mm-hmm. So the items that we're looking at now are in the Seaforth book. Do we have questions or comments?
Can we see close-up raglan again?
Oh, sure. Here you go. Okay, so Paul, right in through here. Here, let me hold that up so you can see how it cuts in at the neckline. And they'll show you, let me just flip it around so they can see in the back as well how it shapes. Oops, that's okay. Get it. Right in there. This way. Oh. Cool. And we went over to that one. Oh, and I just wanted to quickly just point out this great little cowl and pom-pom. I love this. Did we lose Jody?
You're back. I've got really bad wind.
Here we are. So this little combination here, the hat and the cowl, really, and go with the sweater. Everything is just so pretty.
Thank you. I mean, like the yarn Alba comes from the name, but Alba's the old name of Scotland in Gaelic, and you'll notice the yarns have also got the Scottish feel with the names, like Heather.
Yes.
And the gorse.
Yes.
So I wanted to bring in the tartan as well to tie the whole collection in together.
And the tartan is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Okay, let's just move along. Oh, here's one of my favorites. Yeah, one of my favorites right here. Let's walk this way. And I love this star sweater. And I think about it in other color combinations because it's just so pretty that I think any color in your yarns would work gorgeous with this.
I've seen that knitted up in a lot of different colorways, with midnight as the main color and then the rage as the stars. I've seen all the stars different colors.
Really pretty. Very, very pretty. And you know, sweater like this, it's great this time of year. You know, you still have those chilly nights and cool mornings. It's beautiful to wear, and the look at that, how pretty that would be. So, you know, I love to mix, as you may have seen on the last show, I love to mix colors and textures and fibers together. And your colors all seem to work very beautifully, whether it's Chow or Alba, they all work really well together. And then we've got a sweater here. Is this Orkney? Is that what that's called?
That's Orkney, yeah.
And that's in a beautiful fuchsia with cables. Again, just a little bit of cabling.
I try to keep that one pretty plain because people don't really like all the cabling. And I thought it was too much to have that pattern all over. I wanted to keep it like the Scottish feel again, with the aisle, and have it as a Gansey style.
Yes, very, very lovely colors. And I like a little bit, you know, the detail, you know, just being halfway up. Yes, we have a question. All right, let me just take a peek here at a question. Can we see inside the star sweater? Absolutely.
I'm so glad I've got good knitters.
Here you go. Yes, you do have good knitters, because I was looking at the inside myself to see how it was done. Even in the baby sweater, everything is done. The detail, the inside work is as important as the outside.
Definitely. I think that's the only thing. People knit beautifully and then they rush the finishing. They just need to take their time and get the finishing done more.
Yes, the finishing, blocking, everything is so important in everything that we knit or crochet. Yeah. And then I think we have one more. And you know, our timing is, we're over time. Oh, well, we're going to finish up. And that is the purple shawl right here.
This one's been extremely popular, Paulette, as well.
I'm sure it is.
And I've had a few people contact me and the head office, Knitting Fever, saying they can't get the amount of stitches between the markers when they're picking up along the border. The reason why that is in the pattern it states pick up X amount of stitches between this marker, that marker. It's not the ridges. So you've got to pick up between the ridges and the ridge on some parts of it to get the amount of stitches.
Got it. So I'll remember that when people call and ask me that question when they're working on it.
Okay.
So they don't have to call you all the time.
They can, if they email or text, then I'd always answer.
Oh, aren't you sweet? Well, thank you so much. So, well, we have come to just about the end of our show. Actually, we've gone over our time, and we have just begun to touch the tip of the iceberg with Jody's yarns and designs. So he's going to be coming back, and I'll be announcing that again very shortly. I'm sorry.
Was there a contest you were going on?
Yes. Well, I'm getting to that right now. So we'll let you know when Jody's coming back. But someone asked before how they get the baby patterns. Sweet Baby Knits is a beautiful book. You can see all the different designs that are in there, besides the ones that you saw in our trunk show. This is an absolutely beautiful book, well written. It's something that any knitter would love to have in their library. And we're going to give one away free. So here's how you can get your copy. What I'd like you to do is invite your friends to like the Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl page. And what we'll do at the end of the week before the next show, keep sharing with everyone, Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl. And we're going to do a random drawing for someone who will win Sweet Baby Knits. So on our next show, be sure to tune in because the winner will be announced. So like the page, share the page, and I will see all those likes and shares, and I will tally everything up. It will go into a random drawing, and someone will win Sweet Baby Knits. So Jody, I want to thank you so very much for being on the show. I can't tell you what a pleasure it's been to work with you all week getting ready for this.
It's been amazing. Thank you.
I love your yarns. I love your designs, and you are an absolute dear to work with. Thank you so much.
I'm sorry about the interference as well. Like I was saying, it's really windy here.
That's okay. That's all right. We make it work. Welcome to the new way of meeting people.
Definitely.
Yes. Well, thanks again. Have a great night. And thank you everyone for being on Twisted Stitches. We'll see you next Monday at 8 p.m.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.